Messing out the medicines. We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been. I got a problem with.
Well, before we jump into the games, I just had let's say this is like the halfway mark of the season. I would say it always was week 8 because 16 games, but now we got this extra game. There ain't really a halfway point, so we're about halfway.
It's a 5.5.
Yeah, 5.5. We got a little bit more than halfway. So we got a little bit more knowledge. What out of all these teams that have been playing this year, what team is the biggest shocker to you? Like, what team has really made you really think like, oh shit, I was wrong about this team. They shocked me.
Definitely. I want to say a team, but if you don't say that team, I'm going to be upset. So I'm going to bring up another team. I want to say I wasn't shocked, but I expected the Titans to take a step back. I expected the Colts to really fight for that division. So I didn't expect, after playing the Colts twice, to think that the Titans would be 6-2. And now they don't have Derrick Henry, so it's going to be different. But those Titans teams played a lot of close games, and I thought I expected them to be a playoff team. But once I seen how close these games were, and they weren't winning the way I expected, they weren't coming with an aerial attack, they weren't really making any moves. Yeah, I didn't see them. I didn't see the Titans just doing what they're doing. But they're 6-2 right now. They don't have Derrick Henry, so that's gonna show up a little bit throughout the season. But now the Titans are balling. They did their thing. They've been finding ways to win. Another team that I want to say, I picked the Packers to win the Super Bowl, but after the first week, I was like, damn, I guess this is what happens when you don't go to practice. So I definitely after the Packers are playing like I expected them to play, not last week when they beat the Cardinals and all that, I definitely didn't see that shit coming. J.J. Watt told me these individuals were better than everybody, so I took his word for it, which they are. But definitely the Packers have surprised me after that week 1 defeat. But if you don't say the team that I'm thinking of, I'm gonna be livid. And I'm sick right now, so I can't make no moves. But just know I'm gonna be livid.
Well, I already know what team you want me to say, and I'm gonna say it. But I also have another team that wasn't this team, so I'm gonna say them as well. But one team I thought of, I'm not going to throw them in there, was the Cowboys. I was like, hey, they doing more. But, some people did expect this. Just not me as much. But the two teams that really shocked me, I have to say the Cardinals. I didn't think they'll go above 500, let alone come out swinging the way they have. What are they, 7-1 now? It's not a fluke when you're doing it over and over and over again, and it's against good competition. So I can't even hate on that. The defense is playing good. That was one area I thought was not really gonna do good. I thought J.J. Watt was kind of washed. Even though he's out now, he kind of proved me wrong. But the other team I'm gonna have to say also is the Las Vegas Raiders. Through all the adversity that was going on off the field, or that's still currently going on as well, them boys found ways to win. And I really was not high on them at all coming into the season. Defense especially, they have their cornerback duo hasn't allowed a touchdown while they're on the field or something. They have some crazy statistics going on with those two corners right now. And Greg Newsome, I can't remember the other guy's name. But yeah, those are my two teams that really have to shock me. So yeah, I give it to the Cardinals, golf clap. Give it to the Raiders, golf clap.
Hey, shout out them boys. You got any team that's kind of not really surprising, but teams that you want to highlight, shout out them boys?
Oh, I didn't think I would ever say this, but I'm going to have to shout out to New England. Just because you were hitting on it last week when you were saying this might be their worst season ever. And when you were saying that to me, I was looking at the record. I'm like, they're still 3-4. Some teams' worst season, Lions, teams that have worst seasons ever, it's 1 win, type of games. But for him for this team to be in a division where a lot of people thought, including myself, that their time was done. It's the Bills and Dolphins time. Get out the way. Their name is still they almost beat the Cowboys. They have these they're not a bad team, and this team's only getting better as the season progresses, which I think makes them scarier down the line. What about you? Do you have any other team just want to shout out real quick?
You already know, man. I gotta shout out them Dirty Birds, man, because coming into the season, man, anything could have happened, man. If they left the season 2 wins, I would have been yeah, I bet you we fought hard as fuck for those 2 wins, but nah. We've been staying close. We definitely been boofing as usual. But at the end of the day, we're 1 game away from the playoffs. outside of the playoffs, motherfuckers, we're in the hunt. And it's early. It's early. We got to see what happens. And we've been taking advantage of the bad competition. But at the end of the day, we weren't that great a team coming in. So like competition, this bad competition is just competition us. So I definitely shout out them boys. If we didn't lose to the Redskins and Panthers, we could be saying that like, hey man, this an outside looking in team. It's an inside looking out team. Like as long as they just keep winning, they'll be Gucci. But like shout out my Falcons, my Dirty Birds, man. I'm a root for y'all boys every week. I could be dying. I'ma still root for them boys. So shout out them boys. They've been every week. They've been coming through. Besides for that first week, they haven't really disgusted me. So like definitely them boys. I'm mad that I didn't bring up the Bengals last point, so I'm gonna bring them boys up. I'm gonna just streak by them boys real quick. I should have brought the Bengals up last one, but I expected the Colts to be doing what the Bengals are doing right now, just busting ass, coming through, but whooping ass and taking names. Like the way the Bengals are playing is how I expected the Colts to be playing. So shout out Bengals. And damn.
Problem with being problematic. Get the light beam on me ready for electrostatic. Don't you step into this box if you're not batting.